and we'll get to them. Let's see. Piece of content coming up on this Friday. Sponsorship. Right. The last and final installment of our sponsorship series of us telling you how to write a proper sponsorship proposal. For those of you that are constantly asking about, oh, how do I get sponsored? How do I get sponsored? We have given you 5 episodes in a series so you can figure out exactly what you need to do to put together a proper sponsorship deck and how to kind of structure it. So that is available on our YouTube channel, Koenig Wheels USA. Again, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you're going to want to get subscribed because that is where the giveaways and all that stuff will start to come to life. So make sure you're over there.
Jonathan Castro's up in here. He says, what's up?
Man? How are you? Man, I can't wait to see you soon. Right?
Yeah. Matt Claroux says, "What's up, Scott? Looking good. Doing something different with your hair. I see."
You're so funny, Matt. So funny.
We have Shift Light Garage. Hey, brother. Much love from upstate New York.
Appreciate you.
Southern Tier Shift Light Garage.
Yo, that's crazy. Upstate New York. So we're in downstate New York, obviously. Mm-hmm. If you got a shop up there, hit us up. Maybe you get a. I don't know if you got a Turn 14 account, but it's nice to have good representation.
Mm-hmm. A couple people just saying hello.
What up?
CLT Brian says hello from the toilet.
Thanks, Brian.
That's what he says. So we know what he's up to.
Thank you.
I just bought Koenig Heliogram.
Oh.
Why is it made in China? Is it still original?
Yes, it is. All right, so let's give you the answer to that. First off, it's not typical like Chinese, like people give a bad rap to. We are owned by one of the world's largest aftermarket wheel companies, manufacturers, YHI. You can look it up, do your own research. They make wheels for many, many, many popular brands that you will see on the market today. They have owned us for the past over 15 years, and they are great people. They're car people, and it's always been a good thing for us. But bottom line is, they have 3 factories that are around the world. And when I say to you they have factories, these factories are state-of-the-art, white-floored, clean-roomed factories. Very, very nice. Again, and we build some of the top product out there on the market. So yes, it's real. If you have any concerns, there's usually barcodes or different indications we put on the wheels so you can figure out where it's coming from. And just because we have one part number there doesn't mean that the same part number doesn't also come out of one of our other factories. We do it to satisfy production. So, there's that. But that's the answer.
How do you guys come up with wheel names?
It's a complicated process of darts and a dartboard. But if you have any names that you want to throw in, we're happy to consider them.
I like this question. There's Doubt right there. So say what up, Doubt. A good question I have is, I have Koenig Hexiforms in an 18 8.5 and a 43 5 4.5. Yeah. I might sell my car.
I don't know if I like this. This is I don't know if I want dudes just hovering behind me. That's kind of.
He's just trying to stay in the screen.
I mean, I hear you, but
I have Koenig Hexiforms, 18 8.5, 43 offset, 5 4.5.
Yeah.
But I might sell my car. What are some other vehicles they will fit?
Well,
I don't know if he's saying, hey, I'm trying to buy a new car based on my Hexiforms.
Which is a great. First off, thank you.
If it is
a great look.
Or he's trying to sell them on Marketplace and he wants to appeal to the masses.
So the answer to this is 5 4.5 or 5-on-1 is one of the most popular bolt patterns that you can have. So most cars that you're going to be out there that are probably going to be of the popular nature may very well be 5 4.5. Now, with that said, there's still other bolt patterns out there. So I don't want to tell you 1,000% that that's what it will be, and it's hard to list every single car. But if you're going to things like Evos, STIs, WRXs, most of the newer Toyotas, most of all the Nissans, you see what I'm saying? A lot of stuff is there. Most of the Hondas that are modern, except for an FK8 or the FL5, because remember they're using 5120 on the Type R. But yeah, I mean most of those regular Civic SIs, all that stuff's gonna be 5 4.5. So you'll be in pretty good shape. YouTube, for those of you joining in, welcome. It's nice to see you. We're trying to change it up a little bit from doing this on just Facebook and Instagram. So welcome. And if you're with us, do we have anybody with us?
Yeah.
All right. For those of you with us, if you're not subscribed, please get subscribed because this is where we do some of the giveaways, and it's cool to have you with us. So any love that you can share, spread. We're trying to get the channel to grow a little bit, just because we've been trying to make a lot of content. Like for people over on Instagram, go over to YouTube and at Koenig Wheels USA, and make sure you get subscribed, and also check out all the content that we've been putting up for the past couple of years. There's a lot of good stuff there, and like I said, we just finished our sponsorship series in how to write a proper sponsorship proposal. 5 episodes. The 5th episode will go live Friday, I think sometime in the afternoon.
Okay, so we have Loving the Wheel Designs. Need to get me some for my drift vet, so thousands of people will stop yelling at me for having mixed match wheels.
Well, first off, that's dope. C5, C6, Z or not? So base or Z?
We'll find that out.
Yeah, let's find out.
Still getting prepared for Grid Life, and then end of the month did a shakedown at VIR this past Saturday, and I broke some things. Says Brian.
Well, I mean, Brian, if you're not breaking things, are you really racing?
Houston, Texas, checking in.
What up, Houston?
There you go.
Is it warmer down there?
Has to be. It's
I
kind
don't think so. I think they're in the low 40s.
Yeah. Well, my wife was down south in Carolinas,
Yeah.
and she said it was like 38, and I was like, that means the town is shut down. I used to get on JDM wheel, trying on Koenigs now, and I'm totally loving it.
Well, listen, I appreciate that. We appreciate your support, and I think the one thing that you'll get from kind of coming and hanging out with us in these lives that we do every week, 2 p.m. Eastern, is that we do it just to hang out with you guys, and we do it because we're car people, and we enjoy building product that is stuff that we also like to use. So we try to be as supportive as possible, and obviously being a company, sometimes it's tough to allocate as much time as we want. We'd love to be able to do everything and talk to everybody, but we try to give these things so at least one 30 or 40 minute session every week is guaranteed, and you can come ask us anything. God forbid we're missing your questions or comments, but we try to answer everything.
Have you considered working with micro content creators?
Yeah, I mean, we work with all different content creators, and I think it really has to do with the content, but it also has to do with kind of the impression and what they're asking for. And again, that kind of boils right into kind of that sponsorship series that we just finished on YouTube, and why we try to give you so much information about what we look for.
Shift Light Garage, a guy from upstate New York, he said, would like to go with 17 inches on my 93 hatch.
Yeah.
I am an older gentleman, almost 50, looking for a more comfortable fit without lowering the car so much, and I want some good turning clearance recommendations.
Yeah, I mean, so I would like to know exactly which car we're talking about. I would imagine you're talking about, an EG or an EK. But what I would say is, look, if you're looking for a comfortable ride, the idea here is that we're putting on the smallest wheel diameter-wise with the biggest tire profile-wise that we can still maintain that overall rolling diameter. Because what we're trying to do is create extra cushion for that wheel to kind of ride on. And if you could do that, you're going to have the most comfortable ride. Now, interesting enough, Speed Academy, if you're familiar with them on YouTube, Peter and Dave, they did something a couple years ago where they actually took an EK sedan, right? Yeah, that would be it. And what they basically did was they compared 15-inch wheels versus 17-inch wheels and tires to try to see which wheels were actually faster, and they were able to consistently post slightly faster lap times on the 15-inch wheels. So that really gives you a good amount of feedback, and if that's the case you're going, it really just has to do with your outboard fitment, what you're looking to do there. I would say if you're looking for something comfortable, 15, 7.5, 35 gives you aggressive, but not unbelievable, modification to be able to make them work. And it should keep everything really comfortable. But again, if you want to go 17s, 17 by 8, I think is a good thing. Go into the higher offset, 40-ish. And I think you'll be in good measure there.
For the people on YouTube, I would say just bear with me. We're still getting used to the YouTube live, so I'm trying to pull up all the questions here.
Right.
So we have one that says Koenig motorcycle wheels.
Not right now. I think that's gonna. I don't even want to say that that's a possibility. Like right now, it's so far off the radar?
18 9.5 heliograms. Do they come in 5 and 100?
18 9.5 heliograms. You know what? Now you stumped me a little bit. I know for
think-
the Ultragram, it definitely will.
I think they do.
I see. I think so too.
Because we said,
I believe the answer to that is yes.
well, we had a guy on the new BRZ 86 body with
Oh,
that.
yeah. So I
I'm-
just don't know if it's 8.5 or 9.
Right, exactly.
So here's what I would say. Just do us a quick favor, just because I can't remember every SKU and every bolt pattern for every wheel. Go over to our website, KonigWheels.com. You can wait till after the live. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Go over to KonigWheels.com, click on the wheels tab, then click on to the heliogram, and then click on the specs tab at the top of the page, and all the part numbers that we make, including the bolt patterns, will come down.
I want to say yes, though, because one of our last giveaway winners did heliograms in bronze,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure he had an 86.
Yeah, I agree with Rich.
Yeah.
I think we did that because I remember we didn't really go to, every time I think I'm right, but I'm getting wheels confused. Now I'm thinking Ultragrams and, anyhow.
Warvet says, definitely seeing a huge improvement with your guys' content. Also, LS3 C5 Corvette with full suspension setup trying for Pro 3.
Okay, that's cool. I really like the C5 platform. I've had this thing, like one of my bucket list cars that I've been trying to look for every time I try to go to bed. Let me be honest. I'm on Facebook Marketplace looking for cars like every night. But like I really want a C6Z. My dad's got a C5Z. I like the car. I drove a C6Z and I was like, oh wow, like it's yeah. But I think the Corvette is such a good platform, especially for drifting and some of the road racing, because it just comes with so much good stuff right out of the box, right? Yeah.
Blueberry says, hey y'all, sorry I forgot about the live.
Oh, listen, thanks for coming in.
Another person says, can I get touch-up paint for my Koenig Myth wheels? I curb rashed them.
So we don't sell touch-up paint. There's a lot of reasons for it. You can read in detail about that. Go to our website, click on the search thing, and type in paint code, and you'll see what happens. But the easiest thing for you to do, honestly, is take your wheel or take your car over to a really good reputable body shop or a good body shop supply. They usually have something called a spectrometer. It's like a color matching tool, and they can actually mix you a little bit of touch-up paint. But there are reasons we don't, and I wish that we did, but there's reasons. Just anyhow.
9 Lives Joel.
What's up, Joel?
He says, hang out at Watkins Glen next month.
I don't know if I'm going to make it to Watkins Glen. It's like 6 hours away from us. But I believe we're going to try to be at Lime Rock, and I think we're going to try to go to the one that's going to be at New Jersey Motorsport Park. I don't know if we'll be there as Koenig, if we'll just be there, but that's the plan.
Brad Austin Racing says,
Yeah.
breaking stuff is racing life. Hey, guys.
Yeah,
Hi, guys.
It's true. It's true. I mean, like, honestly, breaking stuff is even non-racing like.
For the guy in upstate, he said
Yeah.
it's a EG hatch.
Yeah.
With the 17 inches he was looking for.
Yeah.
So he said recommendations on that.
Yeah, so do like a, if you do like something like a hypergram or something like a 17.8 and in that 45-ish range, that's really a good look for a 17-inch wheel. So you have a lot of options with us. Most of the stuff we make is going to be like, 17.8, 4 and 100 in that like 45-ish zone, and that will work fine.
What wheels fit my Jetta GLI 2007?
You could. What size you want to run? I mean, if you want,
18 and a half, right?
So yeah, I mean, you could do a couple different things there. You got, you certainly have 18.8.5. You can do it at 43. That should fit and be aggressive at the same time. So I think that's really a good look. Square. There's clearly other fitments, especially if you talk to a guy like Dowd. He apparently has the specialized touch into making wheels fit that don't fit at all. So if you're looking for something like that. But for the most part, 18.5, 43, you should be pretty good on.
Any plans to expand the coloring offerings for the Hexaform, i.e. graphite or new titanium?
No, I don't think
Silver
so in
would
that.
be cool. Silver.
All right, so story time. When we debuted the Hexaform, we actually brought it in different samples, and one of the samples was this really nice metallic graphite, and it was gorgeous. I mean, like I wanted to make it so bad, but the problem is, everybody says they want this wheel, and then they turn out and they buy black. So, it got to be black. I don't think we'll do it in that color. We did do a white. We have a black. We obviously have a bronze. I think now we're starting to get too close to having too many wheels with similar colors with the like silvers and the metallics and stuff like that. So I don't know that that would be it. You may find us do another radical color in the hexaform, but I'm not sure. I think it would be the graphite, although it really does look good and I like it.
Blueberry says Koenig Healy wheels, so I think she means the Heelys, like the shoes.
Oh,
Because she put a little shoe emoji.
yeah, that
So,
would be dope.
yeah, so Koenig Heelys.
Yeah, that would be
No,
great. I don't know that. I mean, I don't think for safety reasons we would never make Heelys if I had them.
Flowform shoes. Given the opportunity, would you ever race in a Lemons event?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like, I first off, I really like those events. I think that they're really cool. We came close to doing just a few years ago. We even went as far to almost get a car. We were like close to picking it up. It's just timing, but yeah.
All right. Corvettes are amazing because they haven't hit the hype tax that Euro JDM market has been getting in the recent years. So they still have the old man stigma to keep prices down.
Yeah, but you know what? The problem is that it has what's suffering right now is all those vets, especially the C5 stuff. It's starting to suffer from that pandemic tax, right? Because what's happened is, like, I guess in some good measure, like a lot of the Z cars went up in price, and like that's all right, understandable to an extent. But what happened is a lot of the base C5s that were selling in the $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 range. Now guys with not even really particularly pristine ones are looking to fetch, $17,000, $18,000, $19,000, if not more. And I think that that's ludicrous.
We have Mr. Luis Toledo up in here.
No way.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Guest
Yeah.
appearance, man.
Yeah, Luis is in here saying what's up.
Oh man, miss him having Luis around.
Yeah, but he's still here on Wheel Wednesday.
Nice.
What's up, Luis? Brian says thoughts on Eric Cotell's accident.
Tragic. I don't really know. I mean, I'm hopeful. Like I looked at first off, I hope it's nice to know that Eric and his dad are all right. That's first and foremost. I think it's a real eye opener. Like just as if you're a car person, I know like even maybe not of recent, but back in my day, I used to trailer the car a lot to the track, and I think that if you're in that situation where you're pushing hard, you have a job, you're racing, you want to get home, you have a lot of things to do, you're doing it with family, you're pushing hard, and those quick little nod offs that happen while you're driving in the middle of the night. Obviously, this is one of those ones where a situation where it clearly went really bad, but it could have gone a whole lot worse. So there's that. I'm hopeful for Eric that watching. Look, the truck goes into a ditch. The car's on a trailer. It's strapped down. The car kind of obviously landed on its roof, attached to the trailer. I think for Eric's sake, there might be that possibility that maybe the landing and the way it went down and the whole energy that was absorbed when the car ended up that way maybe wasn't so severe, hopefully, and maybe the cage gave enough structure. I'm hoping is that he can get himself back to status quo without having to scrap the platform. I haven't really seen too much. I saw one picture.
He did a follow-up video where the car itself seemed to be in
salvageable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that part's good. But I mean, look, it's a real world example of something we need to be conscious of. If you're tired and especially if you're really pushing it for a weekend, you got to really decide. Is it do I have to stop and pull over, or do I keep pushing? And thankfully they're okay.
Luis says, I fixed my tire, by the way, Scott.
Oh my God. The kid works here for a year. We tell him we'll fix his tire, doesn't fix his tire, then leaves, and then goes to get his tire fixed. Congratulations, Luis. Very proud of you.
Greetings from Puerto Rico. Any plans on producing countergrams in white?
No, but there might be some other things coming out in white, so stay tuned. Plus, they have the hexaforms. They look really good in white. Doubt's got them on his car, and I've seen a bunch of pictures of them, so maybe check it out.
9 Lives Joel says Lime Rock would be dope. Hope you guys can make it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be out there. I don't know in what capacity. Grid Life obviously they have some different agendas and different things going on, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to display, but we are super into showing up and saying what's up to everybody.
What's on the podcast today?
Podcast today. Are we doing the one that we just did
It was the
yesterday? Oh, the manual one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the podcast today is basically going to talk about some of the cool cars that are left in 2023 that are manual, and which ones are manual, why they're getting rid of manual, and stuff like that. Just come bring your opinion. Come share in the carness that is left in stick, and find out why it has now shown that from last year, I think, what is it? It was the year before, last year from the year before, basically the cars sold in the United States doubled for those sold in manual.
Mm-hmm.
So bring your opinion. Come hang out on our YouTube channel, 3 p.m. Eastern, right after this.
I think I'm pretty caught up over here.
Cool. How are we doing on the YouTube front?
YouTube are good.
YouTube, we're good. All right.
Mhm.
So
we got some people in here. The most recent comment on YouTube was wheels. They just said wheels.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So
So if you have any other questions, throw them in. We'll be happy to answer them. If not, we will begin to get out of here. Don't forget, we have a piece of content that goes live on Friday, hopefully, I think, around midday. And that will be the 5th and final installment of our sponsorship series, where we tell you how to properly write a sponsorship proposal. There's 5 of them. If you haven't seen them yet, go check them out on our YouTube channel. It will give you clear information on the do's and the don'ts about writing a sponsorship proposal. We also walk you through the different sections and stages and give you kind of tips for what we suggest you put in some of these different things. And this is not just applicable to us, it's also something that you can use for almost any other company that you apply for sponsorship to. So there's that. And the podcast, like I said, is about manual cars and some of the cool cars that are going to be out in 23 that have a manual offering, and kind of what's going to happen. Is that going to continue? Is it going to go forward, etc.?
got some last questions now that people get that panic in.
Yeah. So throw the last question.
Blueberry said, "Goofiest wheels you ever seen?"
I don't know, goofy bad or goofy good, but there's a lot of interesting things. I've seen the wheels with the hearts in them. I've seen the wheels with the teddy bears. Remember the teddy bear?
Mm-hmm.
There was some interesting, weird wheels that I'm not sure how people balanced with, I think there was one that was all this thing of roses. I don't know, some weird stuff. I don't know.
Oh, Austin Hurdle is up in here.
What's up, man?
He had a killer weekend.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, and he said lots of compliments on the heliograms this weekend.
Well, I'm glad, and also congratulations, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to go out there and really, smack things around, right?
I think the livery on his car. I think the car looks sick right
Yeah,
now.
it does
The
look really
pink
good.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
Another person says, what sizes are the new 3 wheels coming in? Any 5x120 in 19 or 20 inch?
Yeah, so the Ford stuff will have 19-inch 5120 offering, and we're just figuring out what car do you have. I'm just curious. As far as the Ultragram, I think we did not do that in 5120, and that had everything to do with some weight things. But stay tuned. You never know.
The person looking for the heliograms in the 86 said it does come 5x100.
Yeah.
100.
See, thanks for telling us about our own stuff. I appreciate-
Well, he checked.
I know. I appreciate.
We're
you doing
we're
it.
going
It's-
off the top
I
of
know.
our head.
I know it's very very difficult.
4x100 17s have it.
4 and 117s, of course.
Yeah.
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 All right.
And someone just says Acura TLX Type S. I wanted the F1M. I guess so. He's saying he wants the F1M for a TLX.
Oh, I'm sorry.
TLX Type S.
That's a 50120 he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. I'm going back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have I know a 19.8.5 5120 that you can easily run in the car. Probably in that.
Oh,
whatever.
can I just say, the F1M in black on that car would look so sweet.
The F1M. Yeah. So here's what you guys
That would
haven't
look
seen,
sweet.
and of course it's because. So here's what happens. We go to SEMA. We get done with SEMA. We show our samples. We brought the colors in. We thought we were going to be the best. And then afterward, we try to ship them over so we can get photographs and get everything set. There's one wheel out of all the samples we have that gets lost. And of course, it's the F1M in black, in matte black. F1M in matte black looks killer. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's going to be exciting. And also the ash silver color that we came up with is really dope as well. So Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I mean, Ford stuff is going to take a little bit to infiltrate and kind of get into our system and start bringing the stuff in. But once it gets here, it's really going to start to build over the next year or two. We're going to really have some cool options and different things. So
They said, "Can we see it?" They weren't listening.
yeah, I mean, if you find it, send it back to us. FedEx got their hands on it. They manhandled it, and we haven't seen it since.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good to go.
All right. Take care of yourself. Have a good week. Don't forget the podcast is coming up on our YouTube channel, Coney Wheels USA. Just about half an hour. That's 3 p.m. We have a piece of content that's going live on Friday. That's the last and final installment in our sponsorship series. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you need to get over there and get subscribed so that you can be eligible to win some of those giveaways that we're going to be putting up only on YouTube. Thanks a lot. Have a good week, and we'll be back here next week when we do this whole thing all over again, 2 p.m. Eastern. Take care.